Okay, let's unpack this. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Imagine you've just been sent to a tropical paradise.
Hmm.
We are talking emerald peaks rising out of the mist, black sand beaches that stretch for miles, the kind of place you see on a travel poster and think, yes, take my money.
It sounds perfect.
It does, but then you step off the shuttle, and the first thing that hits you is the heat. It's 100 degrees in the shade. The humidity is so thick it feels like you're wearing a wet wool coat.
And the air doesn't smell like flowers. It smells like ozone and rotting vegetation.
Exactly. And just to really ruin the vacation vibe, you aren't there to relax.
No. You're trapped in an open-air pavilion with two groups of people who have been at war for so long they've forgotten why they started. Everyone is armed. Everyone is sweating.
And the stability of an entire star sector rests on whether or not you can get these people to drink a glass of wine without murdering each other.
Which, spoiler alert for this deep dive, they definitely cannot.
No, they absolutely cannot.
Not even close.
Today we are doing a deep dive into the Tavrik Accord. On paper, this was supposed to be the crowning achievement of Federation diplomacy, the moment peace finally won.
In reality, it turned into a locked-room murder mystery that makes Agatha Christie look like a bedtime story.
It really does. We have been digging through a massive stack of sources for this one: mission logs, sensor telemetry, autopsy reports.
And even some highly encrypted personal correspondence. And what is fascinating here is that this isn't just a story about a meeting that went wrong. It's a case study on a clash of philosophies.
It feels like a tragedy in the classical sense.
Exactly. It's what happens when high-minded ideals like process, law, and civility crash headfirst into ruthless, violent pragmatism.
So this is a story about the failure of being nice in a world that is, well, anything but.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Okay, so let's set the board. Before we get to the bodies, we need to understand the mission. The operation was officially codenamed the Tavrik Accord, Orchestrated Chaos.
Which, looking back, feels incredibly on the nose.
A little prophetic, isn't it?
Just a bit. The central figure here is Commodore Stephen MacCaffery. He is the Federation's man on the ground.
But if you look at his service record, he sticks out like a sore thumb. He isn't your typical military commander.
Not at all. He's not a shoot-first kind of guy. He's a former judge.
Right, from the JAG Corps.
The Judge Advocate General's Corps, yeah. So he's a lawyer. He approaches conflict like it's a courtroom. He believes in rules of evidence, procedure, neutrality.
He believes that if you build the right structure, peace will naturally follow.
He thinks he can lawyer his way to peace. So he brings these two warring factions to a neutral planet, Tavrik III.
And let's talk about the players, because you couldn't pick two groups more likely to hate each other.
It's the ultimate mismatch. On one side, you have the Vethari.
The Vethari. Just the name sounds expensive.
It is. Think corporate, high-tech, incredibly wealthy, and dangerously arrogant.
Their representative is Envoy Selatharn.
And the intelligence reports describe her style as weaponized elegance, which is just such a fantastic description.
Weaponized elegance. That paints a picture. I'm imagining sharp lines, expensive fabric, and a smile that could cut glass.
That's exactly it. The Vethari are the haves of this sector. They control trade routes, the shipping lanes, all the high-end technology.
And they're obsessed with surveillance and control.
Completely. Everything they do is sleek, silver, and silent. They view themselves as the natural rulers of the sector.
And then in the other corner, you have the Kaldari.
The have-nots.
Yeah.
The Kaldaris are an industrial union. Miners, factory workers, mechanics, they are fighting for basic economic survival.
Their delegation is led by Governor Veln and a very, very nervous councilman named Epsilon.
And the vibe of the Kaldari is...
Lestic.
Desperate is the word the logs use. They smell like engine grease and fear. Their equipment is old, patched together with tape and hope.
So you have this classic class warfare dynamic, the sleek predators and the cornered prey.
And right in the middle, you have Commodore MacCaffery trying to be the adult in the room. And he decides to host this summit at a place called the Lanterns.
On Tavrik III.
Right. And the location is a character in itself. The Federation built a specific structure for these talks called the Golden Cage.
Which is a terrible name for a diplomatic venue, by the way.
It's a metaphor that got out of hand.
Yeah.
It's a pavilion, no walls, just pillars and a roof right on the beach. The idea was transparency. Look, no hidden agendas, no back rooms.
But I can imagine being Epsilon, that nervous Kaldari councilman.
Exactly. You're already paranoid. To you, a room without walls doesn't feel open.
It feels like a sniper's gallery.
It feels like you're on a plate. So you have this oppressive heat. MacCaffery calls it a daily siege. You have the exposure of the golden cage and 3 groups who trust absolutely no one.
Now, before the shooting starts, I want to pivot to the human element here.
Yes.
Because what makes this story stick with me isn't the politics, it's MacCaffery himself. Usually these mission logs are dry as dust. But we have access to the transcripts of his personal logs to his wife, Vice Admiral Sidra McLaren.
These logs are heartbreaking. They really anchor the whole story. MacCaffery isn't just a Commodore. He's a husband and a father.
And you can hear the exhaustion in his voice. There's this recurring metaphor he uses.
The engine room that eats people. He calls the diplomatic process the engine room that eats people.
That is dark.
It's visceral. He knows how dangerous this is. Sidra is technically his superior officer. She's a vice admiral. But in these calls, the rank just drops away.
There's a video call the night before the summit starts that really got to me.
I know the one. She admits to him that she's terrified.
Yeah.
Because she is the one who signed the order sending him there.
She sent her husband into the fire.
And she knows it. MacCaffery tries to reassure her. He makes her a promise. He says, I'm not a martyr. I'm coming home. He is trying to project this calm, fatherly confidence.
But here's the detail that sends a chill down your spine. They both know the Vetharis are listening to the call.
Right. The security sweep found Bug's deep-buried surveillance devices in the jungle surrounding his bungalow.
A lesser man would have torn the room apart.
Or demanded a secure line, yeah. But MacCaffery's attitude is fascinating. He says, let them watch. He treats the surveillance as leverage. He is performing confidence.
He hopes that if the Vethari see him acting calm and in control, they will believe he actually is in control. It's psychological warfare before the first handshake.
Precisely. He's trying to big league them with calmness. But as we see with the arrival ceremony, the Vetharis aren't interested in calm. They are interested in dominance.
Let's talk about that arrival, because the contrast between how these two groups show up, it tells you everything you need to know about why this piece failed.
It's almost comical. First, the Vethari arrive. Selatharn comes down in this shuttle described as a silver teardrop.
An anti-gravity drive, so it's completely silent. Beautiful piece of engineering.
It is. But she doesn't land on the landing pad, does she?
No. She ignores the flight controllers entirely.
She flies the ship right over the reception area where the buffet is set up. She just hovers there. The anti-grav wash blows sand everywhere.
It ruins the food, knocks over tables.
Sends the Federation staff scrambling to save the glassware. It's a pure power move.
It's so petty. It's like saying, I'm here and I don't care about your potato salad.
It's exactly that. She's saying, your rules do not apply to me. I go where I want. It establishes immediately that she is ungovernable.
And then, 5 minutes later, the Kaldari arrive.
And it's the complete opposite. They come in a transport described as a brick with engines. It's rusty, it's loud, it's spewing black smoke.
And it lands with a massive thud that shakes the ground.
All right. And out steps Councilman Callan. And the poor guy looks like a ruin. He's shaking, he's sweating through his cheap suit.
He looks like a man walking to his own execution. He knows he is outgunned, outspent, and outmaneuvered.
And this tension leads us to the first major incident. We are minutes into the summit. Everyone is gathered in the Golden Cage.
And the tension just snaps.
It's the Golden Cage standoff. A Vethari guard, just a grunt, decides to be cruel. He pours a glass of water onto the floor right in front of a young Kaldari militia boy.
Now, on a water-rich planet like Earth, that's just rude.
But the Kaldari come from an industrial wasteland where water is rationed. So for them, wasting water is a grave insult.
It's a spit in the face.
And the boy snaps. He draws a kinetic pistol, and instantly everyone draws. The Vethari have energy weapons. The Federation security has rifles up. It's a Mexican standoff.
This is the moment where the summit should have ended in a bloodbath, but MacCaffery steps in.
And this is where we see his judge persona really come out. He doesn't draw a weapon.
No. He uses what the report calls his judge's pace. He just walks right into the middle of the line of fire. He doesn't run. He doesn't shout.
That takes an incredible amount of nerve, walking slowly toward people pointing guns at you.
It does, but it's calculated. If he runs, he looks panicked. If he walks slowly, he looks like he's in charge.
He de-escalates by shaming them. He turns to the Vethari guard and asks if he needs the boundaries of the room drawn in crayon so he can understand them.
He treats them like naughty schoolchildren.
And it works. The weapons lower. He saves the moment. He reinforces the neutral space.
But as you pointed out in your notes, saving the moment might have been the problem.
Right, because while he stopped the shooting, the incident revealed the truth. This wasn't a diplomatic meeting. It was a cage match disguised as a summit.
The peace was fragile from minute one. MacCaffery is trying to hold back a tidal wave with a piece of paper.
Which brings us to the critical mistake.
Yeah.
And I think this is the part that haunts MacCaffery the most in the aftermath. It involves that nervous Kaldari councilman, Epsilon.
Kalan is the key here. He is convinced, absolutely convinced, that the Vethari are going to kill him.
Before the session officially starts, he manages to corner MacCaffery. He pulls out a data pad. He calls it the evidence.
And we don't know exactly what was on it, right? The logs are redacted.
They are, but context suggests it was proof of Vethari sabotage or illegal mining operations. Whatever it was damning. And Kalan tries to give it to MacCaffery secretly. He begs him, take it now.
He wants to hand it over and go into protective custody immediately, and this is the pivotal moment. MacCaffery refuses.
He refuses.
Why? The guy is terrified. If you're the good guy, don't you take the evidence and protect the witness?
If you are a humanitarian, yes. But remember, MacCaffery is a creaker of law. He tells Kalan, structure will save us.
What's his logic there?
His logic is this. If he takes the evidence under the table, secretly, the Vethari will claim bias. They'll say the mediator is conspiring with the Kaldari, and the whole treaty falls apart before it begins.
So he wants to do it by the book.
He wants Kalan to present the evidence during the session into the official record. He thinks the protocol will act as a shield.
He chose the lawyer's choice over the human choice?
He did. He told Kalan, trust the process. But for Kalan, that process wasn't a shield. It was a death sentence.
Wow, that's heavy. So MacCaffery forces Kalan to go through with the opening ceremony, the breath of welcome.
It sounds lovely, doesn't it? The breath of welcome. But given the context, it's terrifying. It's a Kaldari tradition. You cannot begin negotiations until you have shared a drink.
3 glasses of Tavrik nectar, this thick, golden, syrupy liquid.
Now, MacCaffery's security chief, Lieutenant Korev, who honestly seems to be the only person with any survival instinct here.
He wanted to stop this, didn't he?
Korev was begging to scan the drinks. He wanted to run a full chemical breakdown. But MacCaffery overrules him.
Why?
Again, it's about the appearance of trust. MacCaffery thinks, if I scan their drinks, I'm calling them liars to their faces, and the talks will collapse.
He's prioritizing manners over safety.
He's betting that the Vethari won't try anything in front of Federation witnesses. He's betting on their rationality.
He assumes that because he wouldn't commit murder at a dinner table, they wouldn't either.
So they are at the table, the glasses are poured, and Selatharn, the Vethari envoy, she does something incredibly cruel. She sees Kalan hesitating.
She leans in, and the audio pickup from the table mics caught this perfectly. It's chilling. She whispers, only cowards click accept.
Oof. That is cold.
It's brilliant psychological warfare. She knows he's weak. She's goading him. She's mocking his fear. And tragically, it works.
It gives Kalan this burst of defiant courage. He stands up. He looks her in the eye. He makes a toast to a future where the Kaldari breathe their own air.
And they drink.
They drink.
And then?
Absolute horror.
Walk us through the medical report, because this wasn't just arsenic in the wine. This wasn't simple poison.
No. This was high-end military technology. The report calls it a programmable smart toxin.
Programmable. What does that mean in a biological sense?
Think of it like a computer virus, but for biology. It's nanotech. The liquid was disguised as a nutrient, so standard scanners would just see vitamins and sugar.
But it was programmed to activate only when it hit a specific pH balance.
Likely the stomach acid of a stressed Kaldari male.
That is diabolical. It's intelligent poison.
It gets worse. Once it activates, it literally unzips the DNA. It destroys the cellular bonds that hold you together.
The description of the death is visceral. It says his spine cracked.
Violent muscular contractions. He convulsed so hard his own muscles snapped his spine. Violet froth coming out of his mouth. And it happened in seconds.
1 minute he's toasting, the next he's dying in MacCaffery's arms.
And there's that one detail that I can't shake. The way he looked at MacCaffery, the report calls it the look of betrayal.
Because MacCaffery promised him. He promised him structure would save us.
He promised him that the rules would protect him. Instead, the structure killed him.
The summit instantly turns into what the logs call the kill box.
Weapons drawn everywhere. The Vethari are looking smug. The Kaldari are screaming for blood. The peace is dead.
So now we're in the aftermath. The body is in the med bay. And this is where we see a shift in MacCaffery. The diplomat dies, and something else takes over.
Yes. We move to the medical bay. Governor Velm, the Kaldari leader, bursts in. He is furious. He accuses MacCaffery of setting a trap. He screams, "You delivered a slaughterhouse."
He's not entirely wrong, is he? I mean, MacCaffery didn't poison the line, but he set the table.
He created the conditions where the murder could happen. Vellum threatens to launch his shuttles and start a shooting war right then and there.
And this is the moment MacCaffery transforms. He realizes his process has failed completely.
So he stops being a negotiator and starts being a judge. He stops asking nicely.
What does he do?
He orders the Valley Forge, his starship orbiting overhead, to lock onto the planet. He uses tractor beams to ground every single shuttle, Vethari and Kaldari alike.
He basically says, nobody leaves. This is now a federal crime scene.
That is a massive escalation. It's incredibly risky. But he's done playing nice. He realizes that manners got a man killed.
There's a scene described in the personal logs from that night. MacCaffery at the sink in his bungalow.
Yes, the hand washing.
He's scrubbing his hands with scalding hot water and this harsh orange industrial soap. He's trying to get the violet stain of the toxin off his cuff.
But he keeps scrubbing, even after the stain is gone. It's a very Macbeth moment. Out damn spot! He feels the guilt physically. He's scrubbing his skin until it's raw.
He realizes that by trying to be neutral, he aided the aggressor.
He knows that his adherence to the rules gave the assassin the opening they needed. He feels the blood on his hands.
And the section ends with him alone. A tropical storm is raging outside, which is perfect pathetic fallacy, by the way.
Right.
He opens a file on his secure terminal and types one word.
Murder.
That's the moment of clarity. He realizes he can't negotiate his way out of this. He has to solve a crime. And to do that, he might have to destroy the very peace treaty he was sent to build.
It's a heavy realization. We started this deep dive talking about a mission for peace, and we ended with a body count and a hostage situation.
It's a tragedy of ideals. MacCaffery believed that civilization is defined by rules, by the golden cage.
But the Vethari, they operate on ruthless pragmatism. They used MacCaffery's own rules against him. They knew he wouldn't scan the line because it would be impolite.
They hacked his civility just as effectively as they hacked a computer. So the golden cage is now locked, the shields are up, the storm is raging, but the killer
is locked inside with them.
It's the ultimate locked room mystery, but on a planetary scale. And MacCaffery has to decide, does he keep trying to be the diplomat? Or does he become something darker to catch them?
It leaves us with a really provocative question for you, for the listener. If you were MacCaffery, knowing what you know now, would you have taken that data pad?
It's the classic dilemma. Do the ends justify the means?
If MacCaffery had broken the rules, taken the evidence under the table, he might have saved Kalon's life. But he might have also destroyed his own credibility as a neutral judge.
Or would that have just started the war sooner?
Exactly. MacCaffery said no. He stuck to his principles. And a man died for it.
That is a heavy thought to leave you with. A man is dead, a husband is traumatized, and a sector is on the brink of war because of a glass of wine.
And the investigation is just beginning.
Absolutely. We are definitely going to have to come back for part 2 of this when the investigation unfolds. We need to see how a judge solves a murder when the suspects have diplomatic immunity and orbital warships.
I can't wait to dig into those logs.
But for now, that's the tragedy of the Tavrik Accord. Structure versus survival. And this time, survival won.
Or rather, the lack thereof.
Exactly. Thanks for listening to this deep dive. Stay safe, watch your drinks, and maybe, just sometimes, break the rules.
Just a little bit.
See you next time.